In 1981, Solidarity was undermining the whole communist system. I think people forget, but about 1/3 of the Communist Party membership joined Solidarity, and this meant that the entire social climate changed. People spoke very freely. The censorship was relaxed. All the sorts of things became possible that hadn't been possible. And I can well remember feeling and saying that this can't possibly go on. The communists would be foolish to let it continue, because Solidarity is winning on every front. Solidarity had a huge authority in ways that the established authorities didn't have. I was in Wrocław in the summer of 1981, and I remember there was a shop which had just one carpet for sale. It was a carpet shop, but it had one carpet. And there's a huge crowd of people, I don't know, 100 people who all wanted to buy the one carpet which was available. Women were shouting and pushing, and the reaction was, call for Solidarity. Solidarity will decide. And after 5 minutes, a young man came and said, I'm representative of Solidarity, now tell me what's going on. And he calmed them all down. They decided who had the right to buy the one carpet, and this little problem was solved. But you suddenly saw that the real authority in Poland was the Solidarity movement. The failing communist system needed assistance to survive, and that Solidarity, having been physically suppressed, could only recover with the assistance and the permission of the authorities. So the compromise which occurred in Poland was inevitable. Certainly it was something which had to happen, but it had a very paradoxical result, because Poland had been the first country to rebel against the communist system with Solidarity in 1980-81. It became a country where the communist leadership and the Solidarity leadership agreed together on a solution. Of course, the solution, which was determined principally by Jaruzelski and his communist advisors, got completely out of control. They thought that they would bring Solidarity into government and maintain the reins of power. Jaruzelski remained president until the end of 1990. All the army, the police, the finance, was all under communist control, and yet, because Solidarity had credibility, it simply undermined the system, and the moment of change, of real change, was when Wałęsa became elected president at the end of 1990. Since then, Poland has had 20 years of trying to establish a regular party system. The left of Polish politics was naturally weak because people associated it with communism, and it's still very difficult to convince some of my Polish friends that socialism doesn't mean communism. Democratic socialism was one of the casualties of communism. The communists destroyed socialists before they started destroying other sorts of political opponents. And it's taken a very long time for politics, both on the left and on the right, to emerge. What happened in the last decade is what I would describe, excuse the metaphor, but as political vomiting. The organism was unable to digest all the changes. That era is not yet over. Obviously, the plane crash in Smolensk was a terrible shock. I think a reminder to everybody that that we are all mortal, that and also politically that surprises can happen. Life isn't always an even tenor. There are eruptions, tragedies, abrupt changes of direction. And I think slowly in the next year, Poland will come out of that traumatic event.